Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and I'm continuing on with my sketchbook challenge from this year. I am going to be working with a Sweet Summer collection, and I will be tackling page 61 from the sketchbook. Now, if you don't have the sketchbook, I will be linking the blog post in the description box below this video. So leave me some comments and hit the thumbs up if you like my interpretation of this sketch. Let's get to it. Since I'm writing in pencil in my book, I want to make sure to hold it up so that way you all can get a screenshot if you would like of the sketch that I picked to work with for this challenge. So over here, this is what spoke to me. These circles are kind of what determined the entire page for me, but we're going to flip it a little bit. We're going to actually turn this one, and I think you all know I've talked about before, I struggle sometimes with using these larger embellishments on my page, and this one, since we're going to turn the page, because it looks funny with summer going sideways on the page. So with turning the page, I could use this at the top of my page. And we're going to add, of course, an extra photo. You'll see once I get into this a little bit more. But let me say, I didn't have a ton of this collection left either. And when I checked before filming this video, the embellishments were the only thing left from this collection. So I'm glad I'm going to show you how to use several embellishments with this one. But honestly, you can use any collection you like with any of these sketch interpretations. I am using a starfish page as my base. The back side of it was this one. I think I used in one of the virtual crop sketches. And then, like I said, I'm running on fumes here with this collection, so I had this. It was this purple triangle, very lilac-y and white page. I don't know if I can get that to show up on the camera or not, but here's the back side. It's the one that has all the tags on the back side, and I think I used some of the tags in one of my videos as well. So you can hit the search bar and search for Sweet Summer, and it probably will come up. Since I only have not quite 10 inches of this, I cut a 2.5 inch piece of our Purple Ice cardstock, and we're going to miter this page together. And a lot of times when you miter a page together, you use a piece of, or I typically use a piece of index sheet to do that with. But I wanted this one to overlap a little bit more. So I'm going to run it with the repositionable tape. I wanted my seam of my cardstock over the top of my designer paper. So I pulled out my 13 by 13 cutting mat. I have the bottom part squared off, and I'm just squaring off my 2.5 inch piece of cardstock. You can do this with any larger scrap and any cardstock and create a new 12 by 12 page for yourself to work on. So this one is the right side of my page, and I usually work on the left side first. So that's what I'm going to do because I, want to be consistent here. I'm just going to go ahead and leave my 13 by 13 cutting mat out, I guess, until we get to the end, and then I'll adjust it. But I did cut several mats from my cardstock. I have a mat from the mat pack, and I usually tell you all at the beginning. So I have 3 4x6 mats. I have one of those was from the mat pack. 2 of them are from the Purple Ice cardstock. And I have 2 4.5 by 6.5 mats from the mat pack, which are going to be on the side of the page. So I might as well show you. This one is the mat from the mat pack. I picked the 4x6. It's going to go this way on my page. These are going at the top. So let's move those over for now. This one is going at the top as well. And I kind of pieced this across from the other one, so I may have to pull on my other page as well. But we're also, these are my two mats, and they will hold one of my photos just fine. Still have my balloon photos here, so I'll pull one of those out and you can see where if I just throw a 4x6 photo on there, it's going to cover up pretty much everything on the mat. We're just going to see the purple dots from around it. And so I picked two with purple dots. So that way they would be consistent on the page. One had orange and one had sea green on the back side of it. And these two are going to go this way on my page. I also need space at the bottom for my border sticker. And I wanted space at the top to mimic what's going on this side of the page. So I need to double check my placement. It's kind of going to run through the center of this other one. This one is a 1.5 inch. This is 2.5 inch, so it makes sense I put it a 1/2 inch down from the top of the page, doesn't it? So it's probably maybe just as well. I am still working on my mat because I might actually do a measurement. It'll make it easier to do the measurement going across the page, and I will be able to get it a little more even. I don't know. I feel like most of the time I do get them pretty even. So there we go. Oops. So there's our 1/2 inch. You basically are at 11.5 on one side and a 1/2 inch on the other. Oops. Essentially, you're at 2 and 10 on the bottom edge. That might be the easier edge to follow. The 2 is on the right and the 10 is on the left. Run that across, and that gets your strip, your 1.5 inch by 12 inch strip going straight across. It's going to cut through the middle of our other side of the page. And then I'm going to get my two mats on, and these are going to touch each other. And I feel like it's going to get close to that one. But let me run my border sticker across the bottom first, because I want my border sticker to be as close to the bottom as possible. Oh my goodness, I almost got it stuck in my hair. Just as well, maybe I'm not on camera. That was a first. Okay. So close to the bottom edge here. And then I want my mat essentially touching with my border sticker. So let me get some, whoops, other tape runner, regular tape runner to stick this down. Not that the repositionable wouldn't stick it, I just like the firmer sticky tackiness on the mats just because they're a little bit heavier. I think that's reasonably straight there, and we are going to go ahead and run this one here. Oops. And you can see right about a 1/4 of an inch is what the edge I'm giving on this left side of my page here. That looks pretty straight. It's just not looking straight at the top and the bottom here. That's interesting. All right. There's that one. Whoops. At least now I have another line to line up with here. Getting my two mats. The seam is pretty seamless between the two of those. Let me add my I Heart Summer mat. And this one can be just a title element on your page. You can use it as a journal box, or you can cover it with a photo as well. So it just depends on, when you get your photos, what you want to do with this mat here, because you can always journal in this space here, because this background paper is light enough that you could easily write on it. So my I Love Summer is going to go as close to the top, and I am going to put that one on foam squares, but let me see. I have my foam tape close by, so I'm going to pull that out because I want to run a strip kind of through. So like I said, it's a larger mat. I'm going to just give it a little bit of extra boost here. this a little bit also. And then that way I don't have to do as many of the smaller foam squares. The height is the same. It's just using the foam tape. You can see just made it quick and easy for me to just put one strip across. I'm going to put one here and one over here to kind of hold this. I have a little half piece here that I cut from God knows what else, but we're going to use it. I could have cut another extra small strip from my foam tape as well. All right, so now this is bumped and I don't have any, so I just used, with using the foam tape, I guess I should have gone a little bit straighter across because I really don't want it to interfere with my mat at all. And it looks like it's not going to, so I kind of got lucky because I didn't put any foam squares under these, because then that way when I go to put my photo on my page, I can just slip it in underneath the mat there. Okay. Find a new home for my foam tape. And then I also have, I pulled out my circle cutter. I had just a little scrap left of my paper that had the popsicles on it. And so I used my circle cutter. It has the coral sunshines on the back. So there we go. Maybe y'all can see that a little bit better. Use a little bit of tape runner on those. I cut 4. I managed to get 4 circles with the popsicles. And that's just, I'm slipping it just ever so slightly underneath this mat here. But these are going to go to the edges of each of my strips. I have 2 for the other side as well, and then I also have a larger embellishment for the other side as well. My stickers, I pulled a watermelon and a popsicle. They had the red, white, and blue popsicles. And that's just going to kind of highlight on here. I almost want to put a foam square under that one, but I'm not going to. Because we have this on the foam. So left side of our page is complete with embellishments and everything. Right side's going to come back in, and let's get this one put together as well. This one will have our border sticker across the bottom again, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have my purple ice cardstock because also it does help to bring the cardstock back in that we use to repair our page or miter our page. So I thought that worked out nicely for me. And it let me use up my strip of cardstock. I only had a couple of really small scraps left. And so it really didn't waste it using the strip on the other side as well as for some mats. I think I did have 2 of the 4x4s left because I cut 2, let's see, I cut the 3 4x6, and then I have the 1 4x4, and then I had 2 extra 4x4s is what I had. Okay, so this one is going a little bit further down on the page again as well, and I have the 4x4 in between, so these are all going to be touching. Let me show you. I also have this other larger embellishment from the embellishment pack, which, like I said, sometimes I struggle with how to use these. So I thought, you know what, let's put it at the top. We're going to bring our popsicles back in and use it as a way to bring back in some elements from the other side of the page. Again, I have my 1 3/4 inch circles I cut with my circle cutter. And this is what this page is going to look like. All right. So now you see why my mats have gone a little bit lower on the page as well. lining it up with the left side of the page here. This one's going to follow the line that this one's taking, and then finally we'll finish it off with this one over here. And it looks like that one's going off my page just ever so slightly. I was on the seam here, so sometimes our pages do have a little bit of variance, and all I have to do is flip that over and take my scissors, and I'll just cut that off to line it up with the page. Let's go ahead and get our circles down. The other one, I covered up one of the dark purple popsicles, so maybe I'll do that again. So I'm trying to make sure I put my pattern down to where my actual sticker is going to go over that, so I don't cover up too much. And then the watermelon just goes on. Grabbing my repositionable tape with my embellishment here and using my border mat here because it fits nicely on my table. If you don't have one of these and you want one, they are available if you join my team. It is our advisor gift. You spend $49, you get a $50 product credit right away, and you get this border mat. You also get the 12 by 12 silicone mat, as well as an additional 6 by 6 mat. If you would like a closer look at those, check out my This Life collection introduction. I show them off in that. To join my team, just go to my website, www.creativePagesHub.com, or send me an email, creativepageswithcatherine@gmail.com. Spelling is the same as what it is on my channel here. And there are no minimums. That's the best thing about being a creative memory advisor. There's no pressure. You don't have to buy every quarter like some other companies. So I put some small foam squares underneath the popsicle embellishment, so that way both sides of our page do have a little bit of a pop-up in the top center. Let's look at both of these pages together. Let me hold this one up for you first, the right side of our page. It's just very pretty, elegant. All right, so here is the left side and the right side of my pages together. Oops, get my pages so the logo isn't covering up my popsicle so much. There we go. Hope y'all like my interpretation of the sketch. I will show it to you again real quick. You can see we turned it this way. And then this page is the one I did first with the circles. Again, you can even journal in here, or kind of like what I was talking about in some of my other videos, you can take a photo, and I might, trim the top and the bottom off of this one and just show the bottom part of my mat, but put my photo over the rest and even over this a little bit, depending on how it looks. So you don't always have to color in the lines. You can say Catherine said so if you want. But yeah, this one had 2 photos on the page. I've changed it up to add 3 because I do like getting more photos on the pages. And a lot of times I just put on my full 4x6 photos. So there's definitely options. All right. One of the other things I am doing with this challenge is I am challenging myself to create a card as well with each one of these layouts, whether it is inspired by the sketch or if it's using up a little bit of what I had left of the collection that's where I'm going with these cards. It also is giving you all some different card ideas as well. So for this one, let me make sure I don't do this one upside down like I've done some of my other ones. I had some mats left, and so I'm using this ice cold drinks mat. This is one of our 4x6 mats. I did cut a 1/4 inch off of the right and left side to fit our 5.5, and then we're just going to have a little white space at the bottom maybe, but we're going to see if we can line up our stickers. So I'm going to put this right at the top, which means I'm going to have the left edge here and there. And then I pulled out these really from word stickers because I thought, this actually would be a fun way to invite people to maybe a pool party or a barbecue with this ice cold drink mat. And I don't know why I keep on not getting it. There we go. Straight. But I really loved this sun-kissed sticker. So that's going in our bottom corner here. And then in the right corner is our barbecue. And so if you have a pool, this also would be a great card for that, because we have this pool side that we're going to put next to the barbecue and jump in here. And let's see. It's not a picnic. I think maybe we'll just put this hot here. Oh no, yum. Let's put yum, because that also fits our other colors. We are going to have a little bit of white space. Not too bad. Center your yum. I could move these over just a little bit, and then that way there'd be a little bit of white space throughout. But since I've already pushed these down, I'm not going to. But that's a quick and easy card that you can put together using the summertime collection. And like I said, if you have leftover word stickers like I did, just put together a quick party invite to send to one of your friends or hand to them. That is it for this summertime layout using the sketchbook challenge. Until next time.